Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. In this video we'll see the design process of this model here, and also we'll see how I create the animation of this part here using a macro in FreeCAD. I hope you like the video, and if you can support the channel with a donation, I really appreciate it. To support the channel, simply access the first link in the description of this video. Okay, now let's design this part here. So what you'll do first is to create a new file, clicking this icon or click file and select new. Okay, and now switch to the part design workbench. Let's create a new sketch, clicking this icon and select axis plane for this sketch. Okay, what we'll do here in this sketch is to do 2 cycles. So first zoom out and okay, select cycle tool here, and let's draw these 2 cycles in this origin point. Okay, and now we'll set the diameter of these cycles. So click here in this icon and select constraint auto radius diameter, and now clicking this cycle here, the diameter of this cycle set 51.5 millimeters, and this cycle here will set 56. Okay, and now leave the sketch and let's press home, and you can see this sketch here. And now let's create extrusion of this sketch. Select pad tool. Okay, first here we'll set smart to plane, and the length of this extrusion will set 20. Enter. And now as you can see, we have this part here. Okay, and now rotate this model, select this face here, and create a new sketch in this face. Okay, and now select cycle tool, draw the cycle in this origin point, and next this cycle here, and now select external geometry tool, this tool here, and let's extract this edge here. Now select line tool and click in this line here in this cycle, and now in this edge and draw this line here, and now do it again and draw this line. Okay, and now select arc tool, click in this origin point and draw this arc here in these 2 points of these lines here, and now select trim tool and let's trim this arc here. Okay, and now escape and select this point here and set tangent. Okay, and now what we'll do is to set these 2 lines here parallel. So first select these 2 lines and set parallel constraint. Okay, and now as you can see, we have 4 degrees of freedom here. So the next thing to do now is to constrain this sketch here. So first click here and select constraint diameter tool. Okay, the diameter of this first cycle here will set 3 millimeters, and this arc here will set a diameter of, you will set 18. Okay, and now select constraint vertical distance and select this point here and this point, and the distance here will be 3. Okay, and the distance between this point here to this origin point will set 11. Okay, and now skip 2 times to leave the sketch, and let's create extrusion of this sketch here. Select pad tool. First here we'll set reverse it, and the length of this extrusion will set 3, and okay. Now as you can see, we have this part here. And now what to do, let's create a fillet here in this edge. Select this edge here and select fillet tool. Okay, we can set one here, click OK. Okay, and now what we'll do is to create a polar pattern of this operation here. So what we do, first we need to go to the model tab, and now we need to select this operation, this pad here, and now control and select this fillet operation, and now select polar pattern tool. Okay, and as you can see, now we have this array here, and let's change here to for occurrence. Okay, and as you can see, we have this. Click OK, and let's see here, let's hide this part here. As you can see here, we have 4 occurrence of this part here. So okay, now we have this part here, and now what we'll do is to create a new sketch. Okay, create a new sketch in axis plane. Select this plane here, And now switch to decision view, select external geometry tool, and let's extract this edge here. Okay, and now select polyline tool. Okay, let's draw this sketch here. This line here must be horizontal and this line vertical. And now click here, this edge, and select arc tool. And now click in this origin point, and let's draw this arc in these 2 points here. Okay, and next select this line tool, click in this end point here, and now in this origin point. So now as you can see, we have this line here, and now we change this line here to a construction line. Select this line and click in this icon. Okay, and now we'll set these 2 lines here equal, and these 2 lines here equal. Okay, and next we'll set these 3 lines here parallel. So we select this line here, this line, and this line here, and we set parallel. Okay, and now we have 2 degrees of freedom, as you can see. So now let's focus on this sketch here. Okay, let's change the size of this line here. Select constraint distance, and now click on this line here and set 5. Okay, now it's okay. And now select constraint horizontal distance. Select this endpoint here and this origin point, and here we'll set 30. Okay, and now just leave the sketch and create extrusion of this sketch here. We'll set similar to plane here, and the length will be 17, and okay. Okay, and now just select this edge here and go to the fillet tool. Here we'll set a radius of 5 millimeters. Okay, enter. And now what you do, select this edge here and control select this edge, and now we create a fillet here, 2 millimeters, and enter. Okay, now we have this, as you can see. And now select this face here, and let's create a new sketch in this face. Click in this icon. Okay, and now switch to decision view, zoom in and select external geometry tool, and let's extract this edge here to get the center point here, these 2 edges here, and now this edge and this edge here. And now what we'll do, select polyline tool and draw the sketch. Select arc tool, and let's draw this arc here. Okay, and now select fillet tool, and let's create fillets in this sketch here. Okay, and now select equal constraint, and let's make these 2 arcs here equal, these 2 lines equal, and these 2 lines here equal. Okay, and the next thing that we'll do is to move this sketch here to this location. So first let's hide these constraints here, and now escape and select this sketch here. Now control and click on this point, and click again to select this point again, and now click in this tool here and select this option, move, and now zoom in and click here. Okay, and now let's set these 2 points here, select these 2 points and set constant. Okay, and now what you do, select this line here and this line, and we'll set parallel. Okay, and okay, now zoom out and select this origin point and this arc here. Let's set constant. Okay, and now what we'll do, let's drag this arc here, and okay, select this line here, this edge, and this line here, and let's set parallel. Okay, and now let's change this. Okay, and now select this center point here and this point, and let's set constant. Okay, now click here and select constraint radius. Let's set 4 millimeters for this arc here, set 4. Okay, and for this arc here, let's set 29 millimeters. Okay, and now we can leave the sketch, escape 2 times to leave the sketch, and let's make extrusion. Here we'll set a length of 0.3 millimeters and enter. Okay, and now select this face here and create a new sketch. Okay, what you'll do first here is to extract this edge here to get the center point of this fillet. Select the external jump tool, extract this edge, and now select cycle tool. Click on this point here and draw these 2 cycles. Okay, and now click here in this tool and select this option here, constraint auto reduce diameter. And for this cycle here, we'll set a diameter of 3, and the cycle here 4 millimeters. And now leave the sketch, and let's create a pocket. Okay, the length here will be 0.3, and okay, as you can see, we have this pocket. And now just select this face here and pocket tool. Here we'll change the type to triangle, and if you rotate this model, you can see this hole here. And now click OK. And what we'll do next here is to create a polar pattern of this part here. So first you'll need to go to the model tab, and here we'll start by, okay, let's see this part here. Okay, here we'll start by selecting this pad operation, and now hold Ctrl and select these all operations one by one. And next go to Mode Transform tool. Okay, and here click here, right click on mouse, and first here we'll add a polar pattern here. Click in this option and scroll down. As you can see, now we have 2 occurrences of this part here around the y-axis. Okay, so let's change the occurrence here to 4. And as you can see, now we have these 4 parts here. And the next thing that we'll do is to mirror this polar pattern here. Okay, so what you do, click OK here and then click on mouse, and let's add a mirror transformation. Click here. Okay, if you rotate this model, you can see that we don't have the mirror here. We want the mirror here. So what you'll do here is to change the plane. We'll change the plane here. Let's press home. We'll change the plane here to axis plane. So click here and select axis plane. And now if you rotate this model again, you can see that now we have the mirror here. So now scroll up and click OK. Okay, now as you can see, we have this part here. And next, what we'll do, next let's create a new sketch, now in YZ plane. Okay, let's switch to the session view, and now go to sketch geometries and select slot tool, and let's draw this slot here. And now delete this equal constraint here, select and delete. Okay, and now let's change the size of the slot here. Okay, select constraint cycle, click in this arc here and set a resolve 3.4 millimeters. Okay, and now select angle constraint, and now these 2 lines here, and let's set angle of 30 degrees. Okay, and now select constraint vertical distance tool, and now this origin point and this center point here will set a distance of 32 millimeters. Okay, and this point here to this point, let's set 10. Okay, and now just leave the sketch and select groove tool, this tool here. Okay, here we need to change the axis of this revolution to the y-axis. Click here and select y-axis. Okay, and now just click OK. And as you can see, we have this groove here. Okay, and the next thing that we'll do is to create fillets here in this part. So first let's start by selecting this face here, and now rotate the model and select this circular edge here. Select fillet tool. Okay, here we'll set a resolve 0.3, and now let's try to add this edge here. Okay, let's select this edge and preview. Okay, let's select these all edges here. Okay, and now just click OK. And as you can see, we have these fillets here. And okay, let's create fields also in these edges. Select this edge here and fillet tool. Let's change here to 0.3. Okay, and now click in this button and select these all edges. And click OK. Okay, now we have this, and now it's time to create a pocket here in this face. So what you'll do, select this face here and create a new sketch. Okay, and now what you do, select external jump tool and extract this edge here and this edge, and now select line tool and let's draw this line. Okay, this line here will be a cross-section line. Select this line here and change it to change the line to cross-section line. Okay, and now select polyline tool and let's draw this sketch. Okay, and now select line tool and let's draw these two lines here. Okay, and next what we'll do, let's select this line here, this line and this line here, and let's set parallel. Okay, and now what you do, we select this tool here, perpendicular constraint, and we set these two lines here perpendicular, and also these two lines here. Okay, and now select equal constraint and we'll make this line here equal to this line here, and the length of these lines here, select this tool here, constraint distance tool. Now click in this line, and for this line here we'll set 0.8. Okay, and now what we'll do is to drag this line here to this location. Okay, and next we'll set an angle here between this line to this vertical line here. Select constraint angle and now these two lines here, and we'll set 15 degrees here. Okay, and now leave the sketch, and next let's create a pocket. Select pocket tool. Okay, here we'll set a length of 1.5. Okay, we have this problem here, we can't see the model. Okay, let's click OK, and as you can see we have this error here why it's not closed. So let's click OK and cancel. Now go to model type, double click on the sketch here, and what you need to do here is to change these two lines here to construction lines. So select these two lines here and click in this icon. Okay, as you can see the color of these lines here, change it. Now skip 2 times to leave the sketch. Okay, and select the sketch here and pocket tool. Okay, and now let's change tab here to up to face, and now select this face here and click OK. Okay, and again select this face here and create a new sketch. And now what you'll do, select external jump tool and extract this edge here. Select line tool and let's draw this line in these 2 points here, and now this line. Okay, and let's select these two lines here and change these two lines to quotation lines. Okay, and now let's select arc tool and we'll draw arcs here in these 2 points, and now arc in these two lines. Select line tool and connect these two lines here, these 2 points, sorry, and these 2 points here. Okay, first here we'll set the angle between this line here to this line. Select constraint angle, select this vertical line here and this line and set 40. Okay, and now select constraint distance tool, click in this line here and we'll set 2.5 here. And now skip 2 times to leave this sketch, and let's zoom in and create a pocket now. Okay, now just click OK and press home. As you can see, we finished the design of this model, and now let's save this model. Click in this icon here and let's save this model as part 1. Let's save as part 01. Okay, and now what we'll do, let's close this document here, and the next thing to do now is to create assembly. So what we'll do first is to create a new document. Click on this icon and let's have this document as, okay, let's create a new folder here. Okay, and let's save this document as assembly. Okay, and now what we'll do is to change the workbench to A2 plus, but first let's close this document here. Let's change to the A2 plus workbench. Okay, and now let's import our first part. Click here in this icon and okay, let's select this part here. Okay, let's rename this part here to part 2, and now select this part and open. Okay, as you can see, now we have our first part here in this assembly document. Okay, and now let's import part 1. Click in this icon, go to files. Okay, I will copy this part 1 to here, and now I select this part 1 here and I open this part. Okay, and now what we'll do is to create assembly of these two parts here. So what you need to do here in order to assemble these two parts here is to first select this. Let's select this circular edge here, and now select this circular edge here, control, and select this circular edge, and now let's place this constraint here, circular edge constraint. Click here in this icon and now click here. Okay, now as you can see, we have these two parts here, we have this assembly. Okay, and next here I will show you the macro that I use to create the rotation of this part here. So what I do first here, I go to macros, and here I select this macro here and edit. As you can see, this is the code that I use to create the rotation of this model here. Okay, so in this video I will show you how to rotate this model using this Python code. Okay, so first what I will do, I will select this all code here and copy this code, and now I close this Python macro, go to macro and macros, and now click here in this button to create a new macro, and let's set a name for this macro. Let's have, for example, rotation macro, and enter. and now I place all code here. Okay, as you can see, this is the code that I used to create the rotation of this model. In this code you can see that I have imports here, these timer, these variables, fan rotation axis and fan placement, and we have this method here, this function, okay, and this timer code here. Okay, let's go to assembly, and now what to do, go to Windows and click here in this option, and now we can see this model and also this macro. You can see this variable here with this name here. This name here is the name of this model here in the assembly. Okay, and also we have fan rotation axis variables. We have x, y, z here. Okay, as you can see here in the y-axis we have one here. Okay, this axis here, so this means that this model will rotate in this axis here, y-axis. And also we have this placement here. You can see that the placement in the y direction is different from x and z direction. And next we have this method here, we have this function here. Okay, now I want to show you how to create this, how to create the rotation of this model using this code here. So the first thing that we'll do now, let's go to view, and now we go to panels and Python console. Click here, select this part here, pull up this window here, go to placement, clicking this arrow, and axis and position. Here you can see these properties of this part here. As you can see here, if you try to change the angle of this model here, this model will rotate in the z-axis. Okay, let's try it. For example, click here. As you can see, this model is rotating in the z-axis. Okay, so how we can change the rotation axis of this model? So first here, let's set 0, and now let's go to axis. Let's set 1 for y-axis and 0 for z-axis. And now let's rotate this model again. Click here. As you can see, now this model is rotating in the y-axis. Okay, so okay, let's set 0 here. And when you change the rotation angle of this model here, in the Python console you can see these codes here. Okay, this code here is the same with this code here. I mean this code in the line 34. Okay, but I made some change here. For example, here these variables here means the fan placement, and these three variables, and this variable here is these four variables here, this fan rotation angle and also these fan rotation axis variables. Okay, so it's the same thing, but I made some change here. Okay, and also in this code here you can see this variable rotate object. I mean this variable here. If you go to the Python console, you can see that after get object code you can see this name here, be part 1001. Okay, so this is the name of this model, okay, in this A2 plus assembly document. Okay, and now let's save this macro, clicking this icon, and let's try to run this program here. So what you do, let's go to this assembly document, clicking this icon here, and let's change the size of this Python console. Okay, and now what to do in order to rotate this model? What you need to do is to go to macro, recent macros, and or we can go to macros, and now select this macro here and click on this button, and as you can see, this model is now rotating. Okay, so this is how I created the rotation of this model using a FreeCAD macro. Select the document and write P, no, in this way. And if you remove this, okay, and if you write S, this program will stop. Okay, and if you want to run this program again, what you need to do is to go to macros and recent macros, and now click here, or we can use this. Click here, and as you can see now this model is rotating again. So I write this and this will stop rotating. Okay, so this is all for this video, and if you can support the channel with a donation, I really appreciate it. To support the channel, simply access the first link in the description of this video. Thank you for watching this video.